CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
Good evening. Thank you for being here. The mayors of Victoria and Esquimalt are putting the province on notice tonight. Regionalize police duties or pay up. That call comes tonight as we get our first look at the two proposals to police Esquimalt, one from VicPD and the other from the RCMP. Now, as you'll recall, Esquimalt wanted the Mounties, but the province forced the town to stick with VicPD. Now the two municipalities are trying to figure out how much this arranged marriage is going to cost. CTV's Stephen Andrew has the story.
More than a year after Esquimalt went looking for new police services, the two proposals are finally made public. One from Victoria Police, the other from the RCMP.
It was painstaking work by the Esquimalt Policing and Law Enforcement Advisory Panel that led to these documents being produced by the proponents.
Esquimalt chose the RCMP's bid, saying it was a better fit for the community and $2 million a year cheaper. But the province rejected that choice, forcing the township to stay with Victoria. But the RCMP proposal didn't include such a la carte items, such as the Vancouver Island Major Crime Unit, which investigates suspicious deaths and homicide, the Regional Crime Unit, which investigates property crime, or even the Domestic Violence Unit. And yet, after a year of looking at these proposals, the mayor of Esquimalt still doesn't know which of these a la carte items she wanted to serve up for her community or which one she wanted to leave on the table.
I honestly cannot answer that at this time. That was part of a review process that we did a year ago. I will have to go back.
VicPD defends its proposals.
You will find that the, quote, all-in cost estimates for both the VicPD and the RCMP are comparable. When I say all in, I'm referring to all the costs associated with running a modern police force.
And that includes death investigations. VicPD's proposal includes those costs the RCMP would have required Esquimalt to pay extra, warning the town the investigations could play havoc with its budget. And it's money that is at the heart of the long-time dispute between Victoria and Esquimalt. Esquimalt says it is no longer prepared to pay for costs associated with policing the region's downtown. The town's mayor believes the province should come up with the money or force other municipalities to pay.
I cannot stand here and say it's okay to have an increase in cost on Esquimalt because the province is putting us in this position. It is not okay, and I will continue to work to make this a more equitable situation, both for myself and Victoria for that matter, because they're in the same boat.
But if Esquimalt isn't willing to pay, who will?
Frankly, I don't have the answer. I know what the problem is. I don't have the answer. We need the province to be part of this, conversation. Like, it's not something that Victoria can do by itself.
Solicitor General Shirley Bond tells CTV News she won't speculate how Victoria and Esquimalt can make their forced marriage work. She's appointed a facilitator to help them do that. What she will say is that integrated policing better serves communities.
Stephen Andrew joins us now live with more. Stephen, this thing just keeps going round and round, and a couple of the questions tonight. One, is it a done deal, or where are we on this thing as we sit tonight?
It's by no means a done deal, Hudson. I mean, the two sides have to sit down and figure out who is going to pay for the various levels of policing within Esquimalt and Victoria. And Esquimalt's mayor says she's simply not prepared to see cost increases loaded onto her taxpayers. And that means the only other option is that it would be Victoria taxpayers that would do that, or the department has to cut costs. Already it's looking at cutting $500,000 from its budget.
And what kind of costs is Esquimalt looking at on this a la carte menu?
Yeah, well, I mean, if they had gone with the RCMP, not only would they have had to pay for individual departments and individual task teams that are located through the capital region, but they would have also had to coughed up about $13 million for a new building, new public safety building. Now, the mayor says that bottom line is that they've got to look at either replacing or refurbishing that building anyway. So she says even if they had done that, they still would have saved a chunk of money.
All right. Stephen Andrew reporting. Stephen, thanks.
You're welcome.